everybody, Monty, Red Dirt Rooster Road here. Recently, if you've seen, noticed we were working with the steers on getting them trailer trained, and they made the trip to freezer camp. We took them to a processor over in Shawnee, 160 processing, and they actually allowed me to come up on the day they were cutting and packaging. They allowed me to come in on the floor and film all that. So that's what's going to follow this. This is just going to be the cutting and the packaging of the two steers we took over there, and you'll see how it's done. If you've never been around it or seen anything like that, this is what this video is about. The place that we're 160 that we took them to, they only do 1/2 a steer at a time, and it's our steer, so there's no other animals that are in there.
Good morning.
Yeah, my buddy's talking to you over there. But anyway, that's what this video is about, so stick around and come along with us and we'll show you how it's done.
Yeah. How many per pack on your steak? 2. Okay. That's all I need to know.
My knife sharpened up, getting ready to go. This is the cut sheet that they'll follow while they're cutting the beef. And here we're headed into the, I guess, the cooler, the hanging room. But they're using the power saw to split these halves. They're actually doing them in thirds because makes it easier to handle when they're getting it on the tables and the saws and the bandsaw that they use and the things of that nature. So they're splitting all 4 of our halves. Since we had 2 steers, we're cutting all 4 of them. So once they get done cutting on our steers, they'll go in and clean their saw, so the next beef in line won't be there won't be any contamination between them. I was very impressed with the 160's cleanliness of everything they had in there. I was real impressed. I liked it. If I get in the way, just tell me to move.
No, you're fine. I'm Dan. Nice to meet you.
And the storage room here where they're at, it's not freezing, but it's darn cold in there. So guys are fast and efficient. They don't waste a whole lot of movement. And it's not like a big commercial area where they've got, you know, one person doing a certain cut and another person doing another cut. These guys do it all. So I think what the guy on the right with the hoodie on, I think he's cutting, those are probably like the flap steak or the skirt steak, I think. White and the orange bin that he's throwing pieces up into, that's actually what they call the grind bin. That's what they're gonna grind up into hamburger meat. And we did not get, on this half, we did not get ribs. Neither me or Michelle care for ribs, so we just told him to skip the ribs. So what he's doing here is cutting the meat off. They'll grind up the meat that's there, and then the bones they'll come home for us bring those home for the dogs. So. Guy on the left is fixing to cut the ribeye steaks. And if you'll notice, that guy just dropped that knife on the floor. He picked it up and he went over to the sink area and he cleaned that knife before he came back over. So that was another deal that I was impressed with 160 and the cleanliness and the sanitary stuff that they do to make sure everything's in good shape. Years of practice knowing how big?
Just a few.
Those are the ribeyes?
Yes, that's your boneless ribeye.
Did ask him on this part, the guy on the left, I believe that's the brisket. But I didn't ask him, but I believe that's what it is. It's what it appears to be. Amazing to watch these guys work with their knife skills. They're super fast. And that is the brisket, and we had it cut in half. Didn't get the whole brisket, so. One of the things that you've noticed that right now, this is the first half of one of our steers, and that's the only meat that they are cutting in here right now. They're not mixing our meat with somebody else's meat, or for that matter, even our other half. They're keeping it all separate. So that was another deal about the being very clean and everything that they do, not getting cross contamination from another steer, or even the steers that are ours. They're keeping them all separate. So. Unfortunately, just standing off away from them a little bit, I'm not exactly sure what every cut you're seeing there is, but the ones that I do recognize, I'll send it to you. I think what they're doing right now, I believe those are roast. Would guess probably chuck roast. Guys picking up the bones and putting them over in the bone bucket, because they do bag those up, and we brought those home for the dogs. Those little white tools that he's using right now, I don't know how those things actually work, but those will run through the bandsaw and left little bone dust, I guess is what you would say. Normally it'd be, you're using a wood bandsaw, it'd be sawdust, but this is, they're scraping across there and getting all that off of there. So. We did not get T-bone steaks. Selected to have the fillets, and then some of these cuts in here somewhere will be the, I guess, we call the New York strip. What's all in this box?
This is all your dry.
Right? And that over there?
This is your dry.
Okay.
Yeah, all your burger in here, the dog bones are in here, cuts.
What the guy on the right there is doing, he's cutting the fat away for the to get to the kidney, to pull the kidney out, because bringing the organ meat home also, that Misha will turn into dog food. There he's trimming all the meat away from that big femur bone, and they'll actually cut that bone up, and the dogs will get to gnaw on that for a while. Not the whole thing, they will cut it. There it is. Now they're still cutting over on the other side, but this is where they start packaging. And I thought this was pretty amazing the way they package. Everything's labeled on the label, but they also it also gives the weight. And that's the first time I've ever really seen that on the steers we've had done previously. The weights were never on any of the roast or the steaks or any of that other kind of stuff. So that was kind of interesting. It'll make it a little better whenever we go to cooking stuff up. I'll know exactly what kind of meat, what kind of weight I'm dealing with. So exciting. Get this home and get started cooking on some of this stuff. See how we did on our feeding. We did not pin the steers up and feed them a heavy diet of grains and things like that, like some people do. We call it grain finished. We gave them supplement every evening just to keep them used to us and coming up to us. So, but the majority. There goes Michelle's favorite cut, the fillet. They were actually supposed to leave that whole, and they just realized that they missed that on the cut sheet. Michelle might be able to tag into here and say how many pounds of hamburger meat we got. It was, I'll say it was like 100 and something pounds. It was quite a bit. It's all right, just go ahead and put 2 in the pack.
I didn't see that note at the bottom there. You should stop. Usually when she does that, she'll put a note right next to the fillet bone. Oh, so sorry about that.
I think that's the first one I've ever seen.
I know, yeah.
That's the first one that we've ever seen actually the whole fillet.
Really?
Yeah. Covered everything from a ½ inch to 2 inches down the whole fillet.
Y'all didn't catch that. He was saying this is the first time either one of them have ever seen somebody want the whole fillet. Everybody always wants it cut up. But right here, I was trying to zoom in on their scales, trying to get the name that they've got pre-programmed in. But I was trying to stay out of their way as well, so. This is the kind of stuff that goes on behind the scenes if you go to a custom processor as opposed to buying stuff at the big box stores. Big box stores, that meat that you buy there, goodness, it can come from 10 or 20 different animals. So this is all one half of one of the steers that we had here on our place that we raised. So we like it better that we know where our meat came from and how it was treated. This is their vacuum packer. This machine is cool. Once it's vacuum packed, it's labeled. They're dropping it in these crates. And those crates have nylon mesh bags, and that's when it come to go to pick up the meat. It'll be in those nylon bags, so we don't have to bring boxes. Or some of the other places that we've been to had meat done at, they put it in brand new feed sacks. And here's their massive grinder. This thing's crazy good. Makes my little grinder that I use here at the house, makes it look pretty wimpy. But I'm not doing commercial either, so. How do you figure the 80-20 or the 90-10? How does that?
It's basically, you can kind of guesstimate.
Okay.
There's no real science.
Okay.
We get as close as we can. So this is a little bit leaner. This has got a little bit more fat in it, so it kind of balances itself out. Run it through one more time, mix it all up. Mixed in where the one logo was a little too, had more fat in it, the other one was a little bit leaner. Yeah. And when you put it in the big stuffer, put it in your tubes or your vacuum seal bags.
Yeah, this one's gonna be vacuum.
Vacuum, okay.
He had them done in 1 pound packages, so what he did there is he shot the first load in there and then went over and weighed it to make sure it was pumping out the right amount. Does it stop, or do you know when to stop it?
There's an automatic that we can set it to however many pounds we want, or when it gets low, I'll put it down on manual, and I can hold it and get more to come out. But yeah, it stops. I hit the purple button down here, purple shelf. Spits out a pound. It's a really cool machine. I've never purchased anything before I worked here like this.
This is they're starting in on the second half of that one steer that we brought, and this one we actually had had ribs cut out of this one, and that's what those are. But like I said, you know, that first half it was completely done and in packages before they started working on this side. So guys, pretty much the rest of this rest of the footage that I've got is just the same thing that you've already seen. They're processing the rest of the steers, so I'll go ahead and wrap this video up here. I hope y'all stuck around with this for the entire trip, because I find this very interesting. I could go up there and hang out and watch a lot of this stuff, and I'd probably learn a lot by watching these guys and how they zip through this stuff. They're crazy fast. I think they did both of our steers in probably 2.5 hours. That's from hanging in the cooler to actually in the package and ready to go in the freezer. So
was actually not getting him. I was just getting the crates. I try to be careful. Some people don't want.
He put me all over YouTube. The
I know, that's true.
My last job put me all over Instagram, taking pictures. I don't care.
Yeah.
Hope y'all enjoyed this, found it as informative as I did, and we'll catch you on the next video. Y'all have a good one.
You got your bone. You got your bone. That's a rib bone. It sure is. Came back from the processor and he got a dog bone. He has a couple of big bags. Oh, yummy, baby.